Gangrel, the Vampire Warrior. Hello and welcome to Gimme a Hole. Yeah, our podcast. I hope everyone in Yorkshire and beyond is having an awesome day. Keep fanging and banging.
Hello, everyone. It's Dan from Gimme a Hole Wrestling Podcast. We're doing a takeover. We're also going on Wrestling Royalty, but we've got a special guest tonight. So I'm going to bring him in as we are doing the Wrestling Royalty video. It's Ant. How are you doing?
Special guest. I ain't no special guest. It's not special about me. How you doing?
Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. What about yourself?
Yeah, groovy, man. Groovy. I ain't got no lights behind me tonight because I had a flat
You
viewing today.
without lights.
I know, isn't it? It's all spooky. Spooky.
Very.
9 people in already. Is everyone excited about this pay-per-view? Yes. And the crazy predictions we've got about to go on?
100%. 100%. I'm just going to. I've got a new light myself.
I can see. It's very nice.
I've got multicolored effects.
Oh, I like it. Oh, it's one of them. Ooh.
Yeah. I've got another one that's just sort of there, but I've lost the remote for it, so I can't change the color. So that's my Monday Night Raw one. That's my other streams one, I think.
It's a party in Dan's house.
Oh, it's always a party.
Everyone? We've got 2 likes on Facebook. Tony Taker and Sam.
Nice.
Hey up, how are you doing?
Hope you're having a good and you're all ready for the weekend. We've had Mark in already throwing some little bits of comments in. He's been saying someone's defo showing up tomorrow. Reports are saying, and no, it's not The Rock. Who do we think it could be then? Let us know in the comments.
The Undertaker.
It could be.
It's Sting!
He's in Australia. He's been doing that one dead man show across there. So
one dead man show.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
He's already let us know he's had to change his predictions time because he thinks he went a bit too high.
Too high?
Yeah.
Sounds like he was a bit too high if you can't get the predictions for this show, right?
The tiebreaker question was basically how many minutes will both Elimination Chamber matches go on in total together?
Okay.
I think he went like 2.5 hours. I'm like, that's a bit crazy.
What? What?
I know.
What? Mark, this isn't the Royal Rumble.
If you don't want to join in, there is the predictions link in the description. Get your votes in, get your questions in, and we will be going through them. We're not going to be spending too long because I don't think there's much to go through, is there?
Oh, there's loads to analyze, Dan.
Oh, okay. Well, it's a Triple H show, so it might be a bit better booked than Vince.
Oh yeah, I don't have a problem with predictable. It's just you also feel kind of like you're just on a stepping stone to Mania, and it's a shame because Elimination Chamber is great, but it's kind of become this predictable stepping stone to Mania. But hey ho, maybe we'll get some surprises. Who knows?
Yeah, fingers crossed we get a swerve maybe.
Whose house?
Swerve's house.
Oh, very good.
I watch AEW.
Very good.
So, I mean, we've just been talking about who could possibly appear. We've had Jason Solomon in, Andrade maybe, possibly Rhea.
Jason, lovely to see you, man. Thanks for joining us. We've got Tony Taker in as well and Crazy Jake. Hey, guys.
Yep. We've also got our own Sam Smith in. Have a good stream, guys. Sorry you can't join. Hope you'll get better soon, dude. Sam was going to be doing the show tomorrow morning UK time, but he's been very ill over the past few days, so he is taking a break, which is a shame. But
so now Ant's going to do it in the morning, right?
Well, as far as I know, you're doing it.
If I can wake up, right, I'll get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you guys want to hang out with someone, come and join me. And if you can't make it, if it's too late for you in a night, like we have to do all the bloody time over here, then you can join Dan later on because he's going to do a live stream for you. How about that?
Oh, yes, I am. For the people that can't watch it because of time zone differences, or they're just lazy, or can't get up, or they're at work, what I've decided to do is 9 o'clock UK time tomorrow night. I'm going to do a full watch along of the pay-per-view itself, premium live event, if you like, and we can sit and watch it as if it's live if you want. I'm happy to do that. That way, people in the US, we know 4 o'clock in the morning is a hardship for you. Feel how we do it every single week.
Yeah, right.
So if you want to sit and watch along with myself, you are more than welcome to come and join me tomorrow in about 22 and a half hours time.
Nice.
Sounds like a plan, I think.
Sounds like a plan and a half, my dude. Sounds like a plan and a half.
So what we are here to talk about is Elimination Chamber Perth, or Elimination Chamber 2024, as I call it. So we are going to go through the full match card. We're going to be discussing the outcomes, the story points, if you like, and maybe sort of up until Mania predictions of what could be happening in them stories.
It's going to be a fun stream then, Dan. It's going to be a fun stream.
It's going to be good fun. We've got 8 people in. We've got 2 likes already, if you haven't already. We've got the like. Is it working today? A bit further up. There you go. You've got a like. If you want to give us some love, you can always give us some love. I know it winds on up.
What are you doing? What's this magic, man? This is why you're part of the magic circle and I'm not.
Yeah.
Hello, Aaron. Hello, Crazy Jake. Jake, good luck to Jake. He's got a fight tomorrow, Dan.
Okay. Good luck, Jake. You will have to let us know. If you do win, tweet us out. We will tweet and reply the hell out of it for you.
There you go, man. Yeah, do that. Yeah, tweet us at Gimme a Hull. Yeah, we'll share your fight. Of course we will.
I mean, you can tweet me here. You can tweet him a bit further down below. But yeah, we will happily retweet that for you, dude. So good luck, man. We've got Aaron in. How are you doing? I'm doing all right. I know Ant's doing reasonably well, as always. Your job's going okay?
Yeah.
Good.
Very good.
So we're going to start. I think I put the pre-show match on first because it's a pre-show. We want to talk about it first. It is the Women's Tag Team Championship. It is going to be Indy Hartwell, Candice LeRae going up against the champions, the Kabuki Warriors. How do we think this one's going to go?
Well, I think it's going to be a pretty easy win for Kairi Sane and Asuka. Why is Asuka in this?
Because I don't know. She's obviously part of the Kabuki Warriors sort of faction.
Is she?
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
I thought she was the women's champion. That's all, Dan. I want to see the women's champion on the show. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
If we're going to build up to Bailey and Io Sky, let's get that women's champion out there in Australia fighting someone. Yeah.
I mean, this could be one of the matches where something happens. I don't think it will with it being on the pre-show, but if you had Bailey turn up and just completely try and take out Io Sky, it'd be quite fun.
Well, I think she will, but it's just a bit boring, isn't it? Like, I'll be honest. I think Io Sky's championship reign has been pretty dull.
Yeah.
Isn't that sad, though? Because she's incredible. And I don't think people remember her in sort of 10 years' time that she was women's champion.
The pop that she got when she actually won the championship was amazing.
Yeah.
And since then, it just seems to have been all about the Kabuki Warriors and them undermining Bailey rather than trying to build Bailey up to face this amazing champion, which we don't seem to have seen.
So we'll see what happens, eh?
100%. Max saying champions retain.
Yes, they will.
What if Dakota and Bailey cost them the win? That's an interesting swerve, Jason. Thank you very much for that one.
What? I like it.
100%. What I'm going to do is I'm going to jump onto the YouTube page itself and I'm going to do a poll of who you think should win this one. I presume I know what you're going to say, but we're going to ask the question anyway.
Let's go, man. Get voting in that poll and let us know who you think is going to win. No, I think Candice LeRae and Indy, like, you put it on them. There's no point. Like, they're not going to be having it at Mania anyway. So why not just keep it on Asuka and Kyrie? And then you can at least do something hopefully interesting with them. Do you know who I'd have them go against? I'd have them go against Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair.
That's a match I was actually going to have a chat about because I think them two will be facing each other at WrestleMania.
I mean, they might do. Yeah, they might do. But I think the way better story is to put them together and then have them have a match at next year's WrestleMania.
Yeah. I'm just plugging myself in because I didn't realise the battery was low.
Plug me in.
What about Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae getting the win? Because obviously Indy is Australian. What about a pop to start the show off really well with the Australian person winning?
No, I don't think there's going to be anything special like that happening. Unfortunately, I'd love it if they did, but it's an interesting point. But no, I think she's in this match. Look, when Zelina Vega fought, was it Rhea Ripley in Puerto Rico?
Yes.
Like, she didn't win, but she came out a star, from it, and I think that's what tonight's going to be for Indy Hartwell.
I think I'd love to see it happen. Honestly, I would, but I just don't think Indy's got the star power and visibility on the shows as much as what Zelina Vega did on SmackDown at the time.
That's right.
That's the big shame. But if you give Indy Hartwell the win in Australia, or could you even play it off as they get a pinfall, but the referee doesn't see it, or some sort of shenanigans happen?
Yeah, I think you'll have something. You'll have a strong showing for Indy. You want to do something where she looks good, but whether that's Asuka and Kyrie to win with the help of Io, and then maybe Bayley comes out and helps them or something like that. It's probably what it's going to be.
Yeah. In terms of matches, I think it'll be a good match because all the people in it are reasonably good. I think out of all four, I would say Candice LeRae is probably the weakest.
Really? I mean,
out of the four in there.
Not for me, but there we go.
Who would you say is the weakest?
Probably Indy.
Indy?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen Indy perform in NXT, and I think she was very good. And I just don't think I've seen enough of Candice to qualify at the minute for that.
I'd say Candice did some incredible stuff on the Indies. And I think she's she's got very much a part in WWE, which is cool. You need to have them part players. But I think she's way better than she gets to show on WWE, much in the same vein as a Nikki Cross or someone like that, is what I'd say.
Okay. Jason's putting Dakota and Bayley should win the titles. So Bayley earns Dakota's trust, but they could give it to an underbooked team. Tegan and Natalya maybe is a good shout.
Interesting. I think it'd probably be like a 4-way at Mania or something like that.
Yeah, like they did. Was it the WrestleMania showcase they did the Fatal 4 tag match?
Yeah, didn't we have like Ronda and Shayna walk out champion or something? Yeah. I can't even remember who was in the match then.
No, honestly, neither can I. Candice is 38. I didn't think she was that. I thought she was sort of early 30s. I didn't think she was 38.
Yeah, man. Yeah, she's a real talent.
Yeah, I've heard she was very good on the Indies, but I haven't seen it, so I can only sort of judge off what I've seen.
But she's there to put people over and to get people to work well and work. And I think she always looks good working. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So she's not there to look strong. She's there to
make other people look strong.
Yeah, absolutely. And she does amazing at that. And that's part of the performance, baby.
100%. We've got legend, absolute legend, Tom Talks Rubbish in.
Legend.
Absolute. If you haven't, go check out Tom Talks Rubbish.
I did a bloody interview with you about 5 years ago. Where is it?
He's got his editing team doing it all for you. Don't worry.
Okay, man. All
We've also got one of our moderators for the Gimme a Hullywood page in Jack.
Hi,
So
Jackie, baby.
Like all my father will hear of this, obviously, Harry Potter reference for me. Love it, dude.
I don't get it.
It's a Draco Malfoy thing. You wouldn't.
Who the hell's Draco Malfoy? Jeez,
The arch nemesis of Harry Potter, obviously.
Oh, clearly obs.
Yeah, obs.
Can we nerd out over wrestling for a minute now, please?
Okay. So Jason's asked what happened to Piper Niven. She wasn't even in the Battle Royal.
She wasn't even in the Battle Royal. She got a name back and she wasn't even in the Battle Royal. What?
It's absolutely crazy. I would love to see Piper Niven absolutely destroying people like Shayna Baszler did a few years ago in the Elimination Chamber.
Once again, Piper Niven, incredible wrestler, got a role to play in WWE, and I think she plays it very well.
I would like to see her go up against Nia Jax as a feud.
Yeah, they're teasing that all the time. They teased it at the Rumble, for example, and then Nia Jax did that awful slam on top of her. Who was it that she slammed on her?
I can't remember off the top of my head.
Or did she slam Piper onto Chelsea Green or something and like
that could
fell over as she was doing it? But Chelsea sold it. Chelsea Green, man, I loved her in that Rumble. She was one of the highlights of that night.
Yeah,
she was so good.
And I'd love to see, just because, one, it's Australia, and two, it's Chelsea Green, the Iconics back with Chelsea Green as an absolute Karen faction. It's they're Australian, aren't they? So it could work. I think that'd be an amazing pop.
Well, Peyton Royce had a baby. How long ago was it she had a baby now?
I'm not sure, in all honesty. Let's have a look.
I believe she had a baby. And then what was the other one? Billy Kay, Jessica McKay, isn't it? Yeah. I don't know. They could do. They certainly could do. But, you know, who did the release? They announced that there was coming to this show and then they released them immediately. Emma, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be cool to get Emma in there. Anyway.
That could be another one. Baby was born January 17th. I think.
January the 17th? Well, there might appear as last year. Oh, then. Yeah, she'll be fine. She'll be fine. Oh, she's pregnant again. There we go. So that's not happening. So, I mean, she might come out and host something or come out and say,
an appearance would be nice.
Yeah. You're so uncool, Ant. I spit in the face of people who don't want to be cool. I've seen most of Harry Potter's, and your highlight was me losing both of my nets. Nets. I'm lost. I'm lost. The picture is an old one, Dan. Which picture?
I don't know.
Ooh, send Natalya and Tegan to SmackDown?
Yes. I think Natalya's such a good worker. Tegan Nox is brilliant.
Is she? I hate Natalya.
I know you do, but she's a good veteran. She's a solid hand in the ring.
Mate, she's got a voice that I hate. I just want to. Oh man.
I would put her in NXT, in all honesty.
Oh hell yeah, I agree.
She would be an absolute brilliant person to be the final boss in NXT, I think.
What, Natalya the final boss? Maybe, but then you've got to put her over in the right way, and it's a bit.
With Triple H and Shawn Michaels booking, I think it could work.
It could end up a Dolph Ziggler situation, is what I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You hate Natty? Okay, Maven.
Oh, mate,
that's Jack, not me.
That's all right. No, she doesn't head in. Bethany, hello. Nice to see you. Daniel, hello. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining us on this prediction stream. Yeah. Guys, I want to hear if you're excited to watch Elimination Chamber with us tomorrow.
So let's have a look. 60% of the guys think it'll be the Kabuki Warriors winning. 40% think it'll be Candice and Indy. That's very interesting.
Come on, guys. You're better than that.
You're not, because I've ended the poll, because we're going to speak about not a match. We're going to speak about Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes on the Grayson Waller effect.
Ooh.
Is this going to be where we get an appearance of someone, do we think?
Like who?
Could be The Rock, could be Roman. because obviously they're going to be sort of finishing the setup for WrestleMania.
What, for that tag match?
Yeah.
Why do people think that they're having a tag match, the main event in both nights?
I mean, I wouldn't put it past them. They've teased it.
Dude, when have they ever done that before?
Well, I mean, how many of the years have they been doing 2-night WrestleManias?
True, very true.
They haven't had the chance to do it.
Why would you do that main event? Why wouldn't you spread out your story?
I agree.
Do you know what I mean?
But yeah. It makes sense to sort of spread the story out. I would have thought the tag match would have been a great Saudi Arabia show headliner. There's no titles involved, so you don't need anything else apart from the 4 people involved.
I think it would have been great here, to be honest with you. But I think it'd be great at WrestleMania as well. It'll get more eyes on it at WrestleMania, so you know.
Yeah. I'm actually quite surprised because in my mind I was thinking it could be Cody versus Roman versus Rock at Elimination Chamber, and then Roman wins, goes on to WrestleMania to beat Cody, and Cody wins. Because I think with it being an arena stadium, the Rock in an arena, it would have worked. It wouldn't have taken anything off the Cody story, and WWE wouldn't have left a brown stain in the trousers trying to
brown stain in the trousers.
Because that's what it feels like. It feels they've had to panic and rebook everything because Cody was like, no, Rock can have my WrestleMania moment. And then the week after, it's took it back off him. To me, it's completely done a 180.
A bit rubbish.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a bit rubbish, wasn't it? I mean, look, that's a match that makes sense. 100% it's not The Rock. So who's going to come in this press conference then?
I think it could be. Could it be Roman? Do we think?
Could be Rikishi.
Could be some part of the Samoan dynasty.
Yeah, some part of the Samoan dynasty. I don't know. Could be. I don't know. Who do you guys think it's going to be? Rhea versus Nia in the main event, or the Grayson Waller effect? Oh, mate, both of them are awful. I personally, I'd put the women's elimination chamber as the main event because I think that's going to be the best match. So, and I don't think either of the elimination chambers really matter because we know the results. So I think because of that fact, let the women headline this show.
Yeah, it'd be a great way for them to get some sort of eyes on the women's division.
Yeah,
I do think it is needed.
Yeah, and they've been doing great work as well recently. I mean, lest we forget, their Rumble was way better than the men's Rumble.
100%.
Even though there was more botches, there was at least trying.
Yeah.
And so they will be doing some good stuff in this Elimination Chamber. I don't think it'll all hit, but I appreciate seeing some excitement in trying. Do you know what I mean? In trying new stuff, and
there's no harm in trying to change the product up a little bit, is there?
Yeah, no, and so I think for me, let's give the women the main event, like the Elimination Chamber. Rhea versus Nia can't main event because we know what the outcome is. It's so
we know the outcome on all of the matches, don't we?
Yeah, we do. But there's more questions about the Elimination Chamber than there is about Rhea and Nia, isn't there?
Yeah,
but very slimly. But
So I mean, yeah, Mark has said that Rhea versus Nia is the main event.
Is that what they're doing?
It's Rhea in Australia. Look at how much she's been promoted on it.
Nia is main event in a pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm surprised they're putting her against Nia because she's got WrestleMania to make it to. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you put Rhea in with Nia. There's a whole risk of Rhea not making it to Mania.
That's the one, man. Don't do that. Don't do that. But whatever. They've done it now. It's too late. It's too late.
I mean, Jason's put in, what if it's Rock and Roman on WrestleMania night 1, Roman versus Cody night 2?
Nah, man. Nah.
I think if... Go on.
It's too much, man. It's too much. They're both like WrestleMania main events, so why put them both on one WrestleMania?
I mean, for me, if you have Rock and Roman with Roman winning, he's got the caveat of when Cody wins, I already wrestled the night before. It's not a definitive win for Cody, I think, and it'll take away from that.
Not at all. You're right. You're right. I actually think they could, if this tag match goes well, I think they could do Rock and Roman at SummerSlam, because I've always said they need to do Rock and Roman before they give Cody the win, because it elevates that belt more by having Roman beat The Rock, and it's a huge story. So do that at SummerSlam, do it at Survivor Series, do it at Royal Rumble next year, maybe even do it at WrestleMania and do Roman Cody the year after. Everyone keeps wanting Cody to finish his story, but once the story's finished, that'll be it. That'll be it. And he's a babyface who has the story going for him, and it will all be for naught, because he will lose all heat that he has straight away. I promise you. And people seem to just want him to finish his story, and it's like the story, the journey, the book isn't the ending. And they will do more things. I get that, but like you've just got to be very careful how you get there. Do you know what I mean? And and this is already tainted from the Royal Rumble.
I mean, I think I've said it before on stream, and I've sat down with a couple of friends and I've said it to them. Don't worry, I do have other friends besides you guys.
I don't believe it.
If you look at WrestleMania 10, what was the main event?
Luger and Yokozuna, wasn't it? Or Bret Hart and Yokozuna.
Look, well, technically it was both, because they both won the Royal Rumble. That's so you had Lex Luger versus Yokozuna, Bret Hart versus Yokozuna.
Yeah.
What was the match the year before?
The match the year before, it was Hulk Hogan coming in and swooping down and winning everything. So Bret Hart and Yokozuna. Yeah.
Bret Hart versus Yokozuna, the heel won. Yeah. The year after, technically, I know it's not technically a triple threat, but you had Luger, Yokozuna, and then Bret Hart in the match, with the face winning in terms of Bret Hart.
Yeah.
WrestleMania 19, you had Austin as the heel, because he turned heel, winning that match. The year after, WrestleMania 20, you had a triple threat match. He who must not be named.
I don't know what match. Yeah, I love your math, but I'm lost already. Go on.
Okay, I'll don't worry, I'll get there. So yeah, WrestleMania 19, you had the heel win.
Yeah.
WrestleMania 20, you had a triple threat match.
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels, Triple H, and he almost not been named, Benoit.
Right.
At the time, Benoit was the face.
Yeah.
WrestleMania 29, the heel wins.
Yeah.
WrestleMania 30, triple threat match. Orton, Batista, Daniel Bryan. The face wins the triple threat.
Yeah.
Last year, you had a one-on-one match. The heel won. This year, they could be working it into a triple threat match with The Rock, possibly. We don't know. But on the zero of the WrestleMania, the face has won the past three, with the heel winning the year before.
Oh, right.
So
I see what you're saying.
This is what I'm thinking is, if they do the face winning this year, could you sneak it into a triple threat? Because then you've had 4 years, 4 separate decades of the face winning the biggest WrestleMania of the 10, 20, 13, 40.
You're not doing a triple threat because you're doing a tag team match. I mean, if you don't do the tag team
main event
match
of the second night.
No, you don't do it. No, you don't do a triple threat the second night. You don't know the first night. No, the thing is, if you don't do the tag team match now, then Seth just looks like a complete idiot and a complete secondary title, and he already does anyway. But I mean, that's just my opinion, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I've looked into it, and it seems to be very, very coincidental that it's been the same for 9 and 10, 19, 20, 29, 30, 39, and possibly 40.
Dude, they've got to finish a story, right? They've got to finish a story. And do you know what that story is?
Cody winning.
Gunther and Roman Reigns, right? Both of them have held these titles for incredibly long times. Do you not think they're clashing before the titles change hands?
No, I reckon that at least one of them is going to have dropped the title, if not both.
I seriously think, well, one of them might drop the title, but then I think you'd be going into Gunther versus Roman.
Yeah, that to me is the next big money match if you're not doing Rock and Roman this year.
Yeah, and I don't think you're doing Brock and Gunther this year either.
So, I mean, we got a bit sidetracked, but we're going to go on to the next one,
Let's go.
Is the Judgment Day versus, I can't remember what they've called themselves now. I know it's Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. But then?
I don't know. Go on, what's the name?
I can't remember.
Oh, really? Not what were they called before? Mustache Mountain? No, that was the British Strong Style.
It's not British Strong Style anymore. I don't know
why.
Yeah.
What? Butch Boys.
Someone in the comments should be able to stick it in there for me as soon as possible.
And what he's saying is Cody's winning. Well, same logic as people who wrestled at Sunday pay-per-views and Raw.
New Catch Republic, sorry. That's who it is.
They were called what?
New Catch Republic. I think it's part of Pete Dunne's NXT, not NXT, Indie Days.
I don't reckon it. I mean, I don't like it.
No.
I don't like it at all. What a terrible name. But there we go. Cool.
So I'm just putting a poll on the YouTube. So who do you think is going to be winning this one?
What did the poll say on the last one, Dan?
60% thought it would be the Kabuki Warriors.
Oh, we didn't do a poll for we didn't have to do a poll for the interview segment, did we?
No.
Cool.
There we go. So who do you think? What you got?
Write down your answers. Let us know who you think is going to win and get it right, everyone. It's 100% right now. Anyway, go on.
So for this one, I would honestly love to see New Catch Republic win, but I don't see it happening, in all honesty. I think it will be a Judgment Day retain. They take him to WrestleMania, lose him to DIY in a great banger of a match.
DIY?
Yes.
DIY, who's just been rated 76 and something else on 2K24, so they clearly don't care about them at all.
But if you'll listen to the crowd reactions they're going on every single match they're having,
mate, I love DIY.
Massively into them.
They're not doing anything. I believe Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate beat DIY to get to this position.
Maybe. I think so. Can't remember.
Yeah, I think they did, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, they're losing, definitely. It's definitely going to be Judgment Day. But, yeah, awesome truth. Yeah, I mean, there's the story. Matt's got it right. That's the story. If you want to do something at Mania, and I'm not suggesting that's the greatest thing to do at Mania, but it also gets Damian Priest on the card at Mania because you want Damian Priest on the card at Mania because of the threat of the briefcase. So, yeah, 100%. What a thumbnail. What a picture that is. And it's spiral.
So cool, isn't it?
That's banging. That's banging.
But yeah, I mean, I do think that Damian Priest, I don't know why, but I think he's going to try and cash in the Monday on Raw after WrestleMania.
On
the Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania.
Oh, what about that? On who? On Roman or Seth?
On Seth.
All right. Why do you ignore my chats? We don't ignore your chats, man. Yokozuna weighed more than Andre. There you go. Yeah. I got it, man. I got it, brother. The reaction is because of our truth, to be fair. Yeah, so what was he saying? I got sidetracked by the people in chat.
WrestleMania, Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania, Damian Priest cashing in on Seth. I think it could be a great way to get some heat onto Damian Priest, and then you have the implosion of the Judgment Day. Bálor gets a bit jealous.
I think they've really booked themselves into a weird position. They keep doing it with Money in the Bank, actually.
Yeah.
I think if I was booking it, I'd have him cash in at the next Money in the Bank during the ladder match, and I'd have everyone be shocked that he uses that to win again, because it's a story, but I don't know what else they're going to do. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a very hard one because he doesn't feel like he's at the top of his game at the minute, which 6 months ago he did. He did feel an absolute legitimate threat to Seth's title, but it just seems to have petered out quite a bit and gone downhill quite quickly.
Quite often does when they hold the briefcase for too long because they just end up in losing matches all the time. Man, he's tag champion at the minute.
Yeah.
With the incredible Finn Balor. But yeah, I mean, I'd do some sort of cash in at Money in the Bank. Just do something interesting because if not, it's just a waste of money. It'll be completely immemorable, you know. Unless he beats Seth for it, which is fine. Yeah. But losing to Seth ain't going to mean out, is it?
I mean, if you've got Seth versus Drew at Mania, which is the rumor at the minute, could you see himself inserting himself into that as a triple threat?
Yeah, maybe. But why are we getting Seth versus Drew when we're getting Seth in the tag match?
This is the thing. We're not sure which way we're going. But if you're having Roman and Cody wrestling both nights because of this tag match, and then you've got Seth wrestling both nights with this tag match, surely that's taken away so many spots from other people that could be deserving on the card.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll annoy people.
100%,
It'll annoy people in the company.
It'll annoy people outside of the company, I think, because one of their favourite superstars might not be put on the card. Pete Dunne, not on the WrestleMania card. I think he's more than good enough to be on the card. If he gets bumped,
I think he should have been taking the heavyweight title off Triple H years ago. You know, honestly, like I would have done his retirement match against Triple H.
Who's
Triple H's retirement match? I would have loved to have seen against Pete Dunne. Unfortunately, he can't go anymore. But I think that would have been a great way to hand it down from Triple H. Instead, his last match was against Batista, and obviously he can't go anymore, which is understandable. He's got medical issues. That's fine.
Yeah.
But I would have loved to have seen Pete Dunne retire Triple H because I think that would have been.
It would have been such a good story.
At Cardiff, you're telling me that if they'd done Triple H and Pete Dunne, that main event, that would have been amazing. Amazing.
Yeah. Next match. We have sort of glossed over it a little bit, but Nia Jax going up against the Women's World Champion Rhea Ripley. And I've got to say, Rhea Ripley's makeup on that is incredible.
It's banging, isn't it?
It's so good.
I mean, I don't think it's makeup. I think it's added afterwards, isn't it? But yeah.
Could be.
Nice.
Could be.
It looks too clean. But it's nice anyway.
Yeah.
I'm not looking forward to this, Dan. I'm not looking forward to this match. Is anyone looking forward to this match in chat? Let us know.
I'm going to update the poll. For the tag match, we did have 80% of people say the Judgment Day, which I don't think you're far wrong.
What? There's 20% that didn't? What?
I think it was more hoping than actual believing, I think.
Hopes it will finish the story. Go on.
World Championship. Rhea Ripley versus Nia Jax. So I've just put the poll onto the YouTube page over on Gimme Hullywood. So get your votes in.
Get your votes in. Get your votes in.
If it wasn't for Saraya, we could have had that's not a knife, this is a knife. Jack says he's looking forward to it, you small kid.
What, Rhea and Nia Jax? Mate, I'm just going to be sweating the whole way through. I'm going to be like, oh, mate, please don't hurt Rhea.
Yeah, I think that's
the scariest thing for me. That's how I'm going to be watching. That's the exciting part for me, watching can Rhea survive this?
Yeah. I mean, Rhea's absolutely incredible, and I don't think she'll take any BS from Nia. But sometimes these things happen, and sometimes...
I don't get it. Nia, there's so many old... going back 10 years when she was first in the company, watching her train with the wrestlers, and she was in the middle of the ring, and she was delivering all the moves to the other wrestlers as they come and take them, and that was the training, you know. By this point, she should be good at delivering them moves. And I've seen several times where she's not good at taking those moves. So, or delivering them moves. So, yeah, I don't know, man. It's scary. It's just scary for me. I don't even want to see it.
No, I keep sort of thinking about it, and I keep thinking Rhea is good enough to be able to spot the danger. But we've seen it before where Nia just has been too careless. And I mean, the punch to Becky Lynch, throwing Kairi Sane into the ring steps.
And what was the punch to Becky Lynch?
A potato.
It was a big moment, an exciting moment, a big invasion angle, and she got carried away, man. She got carried away and messed up.
So Jack saying it won't go 10 minutes.
Oh, fingers crossed.
Yeah, I do think that this is a match more for the pop of the crowd than anything else.
Why didn't they do Piper Niven?
Yeah.
That would have been way, better.
More competitive.
I mean, I get they've been doing Becky Lynch and Nia, but, and that's why they're doing this, but, whatever.
Yeah, I think it's got the potential of being an okay match. I don't think it'll ever be knocking it out the park, but
I mean, I don't think it'd be Deonna Purrazzo versus Madison Rayne, which was goddamn awful.
No. But I think the crowd is gonna be what makes this match feel more epic than it probably will be.
Mm-hmm. Good point.
Again, you look at Zelina Vega in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
The crowd made that match. I don't think anyone ever believed that she was winning, but the crowd was just so into it because it was their hometown girl, wasn't it?
Can we just do a squash match? Let's just do a squash match.
That'd be funnier, I think. So much funnier.
I think it'd be great. I think it'd be great. And then have a face-to-face between Rhea and whoever wins the Women's Elimination Chamber. And let's have that as a big moment.
Yeah. So let's get on to that one then.
Ooh.
So everyone thought it'd be Rhea on that one. We knew it probably would be. If you didn't pick Rhea, I would question your sort of thought process behind it.
Shanity.
So for this one, we'll go left to right. We've got Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Naomi, Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, and from NXT, we've got Tiffany Stratton.
Ooh, Tiffany Stratton in there. What does that mean, Dan?
That means that she's getting a bloody big push when she finally makes it onto the main roster properly, I think.
I think she's getting a few eliminations in this match, if I'm honest with you as well, Dan.
Yep. I mean, we've just had Raquel Rodriguez returned from injury. So I reckon she will probably get a good showing. She might be the last but one eliminated. And I think it's going to come down to Becky and Tiffany Stratton.
Oh, do you?
Yep.
Ooh, I don't know. Becky I think it might be Becky and Bianca. I don't think the crowd will know Tiffany well enough to put her in that position just yet.
I don't know. She got some good pops on Raw on Monday.
Did she? Yeah. But it's a different audience as well. Don't forget, it's
true.
An Australian audience. I don't know how much they know Tiffany Stratton. How I think it's going to come down to Becky and Bianca, because they're the two that. I mean, in theory, you could do either. You could do either in Rhea at Mania, and it'd be a good match. I have no doubts.
Yep.
Obviously, they're telling the story of Becky, so I assume it will be Becky. There we go.
So Max just said she's not NXT anymore. It's an official call-up. That's an interesting.
I have heard that
point.
As well. Yeah. Which I think is cool.
Yeah.
And
I'm just going to have a look on the WWE roster just to see what it says on there for her.
Dan doing the research. Tom says, Anthony interview is on Fightful Over Butts, so I cannot control when it drops, pal. Sorry, pal. Don't you worry about it, Tom. Don't you worry about it, man. But I did that interview with you about a year ago now.
It does say Tiffany Stratton is NXT.
The what, sorry?
It does say Tiffany Stratton is not NXT. It is actually a SmackDown registered superstar now.
Ooh. So what are you going to do with Tiffany? Maybe you do. Sorry, go
looking
on.
at it, she's the only SmackDown performer in the match. Everyone else is a Monday Night Raw.
But it is Mania season, so you can do cross anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what you're going to do with it. I don't know. It's going to look strong, but I don't know to what avail. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I also don't know how you're going to get Jade Cargill into this match.
Well, this is what I was thinking, is could you have Jade Cargill come down and attack someone and replace them like Edge did a few years ago and take their place in the chamber instead of...
Yeah, that'd be cool. Like destroy Liv Morgan. Like, come out with
Not
a chainsaw. What do you mean? I knew you'd do this. I knew you'd do this. No,
take out Bianca Belair
to Liv Morgan's
because
arm.
then
What?
Take out Bianca Belair and that sets up your WrestleMania match.
I don't hate it. Although, I do think you need Bianca Belair in this match as well. And you don't need Liv Morgan or Raquel Rodriguez. So Raquel makes more sense in terms of the giant. You replace the giant with a giant. Liv Morgan's good to wail on and she'll probably start crying.
Yeah, could be. I think that's a good shout.
Yeah, but then she's never had a good match. So this could be an opportunity to be in a good match.
Mark thinks Tiff will be in the final 3 as well.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
So if we said from first elimination to last, who do you think would be first eliminated from the 6 that are in the match so far?
Liv Morgan.
Then...
Oh, no, she's a bit whiny, isn't she? Get rid of Naomi.
Yeah. So Naomi first, or second?
Liv Morgan.
Liv, then...
Raquel,
yeah.
Then Tiff.
Then Tiff, so then it'll come down to Bianca and Becky.
I think so. Either that or you do Tiff taking out Bianca and then you do a feud from there.
I'd still have, because they've had the history in NXT, I'd have Tiffany Stratton and Becky Lynch in the final 2.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Because Becky took the title off of Tiffany Stratton in NXT, didn't she?
Yeah, that's good. But what would that lead to for Tiff? I mean, if she eliminates Bianca, is what you're saying, then maybe you can do Bianca and Tiffany at Mania. Yeah, that's fair enough. Look, I'm intrigued by the match. There's several ways I could do it. I'm not really questioning who the winner is, but I think there's some interest there.
100%. With that one, because there is 6 people in it, we can't do a poll because we can only do 4 of them.
Oh, mate, we can only do 4 of them, but we don't have to include Liv Morgan because she's getting her limbs cut off by a chainsaw by Jade Cargill,
right? Crazy Jake said, yeah, Becky's going to win.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Marcus put Liv is meant to be turning heel soon, so maybe it could be Tiff taking out Cargill was meant to be in Raquel's place. She was in the league, yeah.
Interesting. Apparently Cargill was pulled from the pay-per-view. Mate, they spent a lot of money on Cargill, and they're not using her, are they? 1
match so far, and she's been signed since, November?
I mean, mate, it's the same as my man CM Punk, who did the same.
So Sam says money's on Becky. Rhea beating Jax will make her look strong, 100%.
I mean, it'll make her look like a survivor if she survives a match. I don't know about looking strong.
So,
hey, man, myth, legend, how you doing, brother? Sorry, not Tiff taking out Liv. I mean, Tiff is going to take out a lot of people in this match. Yeah, sure.
I think so. Crazy Ginger Jake said she got signed before November. I think it was September or October. I mean, either way, you've had 5-6 months worth and you've had 1 match.
Yep.
That's not a very good return on investment as of right now, I don't think.
No.
And then, obviously, we've got the men's main event. I presume it would be.
And what's this for, Dan?
So this one is to go up against Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania.
Is that confirmed?
Yes.
So why is he in a tag match?
That's not official. That's a rumor that's happening. So him and Cody versus Roman and Rock. That is a rumor.
But they all went together at a press conference and did an angle where there was all. So
Yep.
if Seth, because I think all this has been planned, I think pretty badly. But I think all this has been planned because I don't think he'd have Roman bitching about Seth for 2 minutes prior to any of this happening, unless he was planning on doing something. So the point is, why are you planning that? And then what, you're going to have Seth lose on the second night then? Or are you just going to make Drew look really weak by having him? Mate, I have no idea.
Yeah,
Why LA Knight in there, man?
Yeah. It's such a convoluted story that I think if Rock hadn't have been put into a match and then taken out and it just completely stayed away, I think everything is so much smoother and there's a linear story. A lot easier to tell it without so many sort of left and right turns and diversions. It would have been a straight through story from Royal Rumble to Mania. But with The Rock coming back, I think that's thrown so many spanners in the works. They just booked themselves into that many different corners. They don't know which corner they're in.
The problem is wrestling fans want one thing and WWE want a different thing because they know what's going to get eyeballs. And it ain't Cody and Roman.
I think after 2 years it is.
After 2 years, it's not. No, it's not. In terms of getting eyeballs, Cody and Roman is not getting eyeballs. Roman and Rock, or Roman with The Rock, is getting the eyeballs. And I'm not talking about the fans that watch it all the time, the fans that love the product, the fans that follow the story. I'm talking about the rest of the world. And what matters to WWE at the moment is getting as many eyes as they can on WrestleMania.
Yeah. Like I said, I can't fault that logic behind it. I just think if you go 2 years of this story and don't deliver, you will alienate a lot of your fans.
Nah, mate. You've all stayed through 3 years ago when it was absolutely diabolical. You've all stayed through that. You've all survived the storm. You'll be still rooting for Cody for whenever next. Do you know what I'm saying? Honestly, 3 years ago, it was unwatchable, man. Unwatchable.
That wasn't bad story. That was bad creative. Whereas this one, it's an easy story to tell, and it's building us up. If you then don't deliver, same as movies, if you don't deliver a good third chapter, final part of the story, people walk out and absolutely destroy it, and they won't go back to watch a sequel later on.
Yeah, but sometimes sequels are rubbish as well. I don't know. It can work both ways, man. I think this is all just part of a story, so I wouldn't. And I don't think you're going to be talking about the Cody story in 10 years' time. I think you're going to be talking about the Roman story, genuinely.
Yeah, I agree. You're going to be talking about the Roman story because it's been that long of a reign.
Yeah. I genuinely think he's beating Hogan's record. I think they want that.
No.
They're not far off now.
No, I mean, Max put a good point in. If you're going to give Cody the Daniel Bryan push, you need to give him that Mania win.
You're right, but at the minute it looks like a tag match. But then we got this that makes no sense.
So, out of Kevin Owens, Bobby Lashley, Randy Orton, Joe McIntyre, Logan Paul, and LA Knight, what have you got? What are you thinking?
Obviously, Drew McIntyre, but I don't really get that either. But there we go.
Drew's been on this not heel run, where it is a very justified heel run, and it's a very believable, I'm angry at this, I'm angry at that. So everything that he's been doing has felt very legitimate, whereas some people are trying to play heel. Drew naturally feels a heel for me.
Do you know, they could swerve this, man. You could... who's Gunter going against?
At Mania?
Yeah.
I want it to be Chad Gable. Just because there was such good matches.
You could give this to either Bobby Lashley and Randy Orton as a swerve and have them go against Gunther.
That'd be an interesting twist.
Both of them names feel, I mean, Kevin Owens even, all them names feel big enough to go against Gunther. Personally, I'd like to see Randy and Gunther because you always want Randy on the card.
Yeah.
I mean, what else is he going to do if not? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But would you have Randy win?
No.
No.
Not at all. Oh, the other one is LA Knight. Do LA Knight and Gunther at Mania?
That'd be a good one because I thought at one point it was going to be LA Knight and Seth Rollins.
I think you can give LA Knight the win at Mania if you do that. If you want a big feel-good moment at Mania.
That's a great shout from Jake. Bron Breakker versus Gunther.
It's good. I like it. The only issue I've got with it is I don't believe Bron Breakker's established within the universe yet.
Yeah.
And I think there's money in that in the future.
He's doing great things in NXT with Baron Corbin at the minute.
Say again.
Bron Breakker's doing great things with Baron Corbin in NXT at the minute.
Yeah.
That's what matching it.
Yeah.
So Marcus said if Sheamus is coming back, it'll be him winning it. It's what he needs for his Grand Slam champions, which I think is a great story to tell. If you have Monday Night Raw back in America, Gunther comes out and says, "What am I doing at Mania?" You have Sheamus come out. That sets up that match straight away. And I think Sheamus would be a great person to dethrone him because it'll feel legitimate after their great matches they've had over the past year or two.
Yeah, I mean, I'd quite like it. I just don't know if Sheamus needs it. And when you've had the championship for that long, I always want to see it give a rub to someone who needs it more.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
So in this one, Sam's saying LA Knight versus Logan Paul is rumored for Mania. So this is obviously where they should be setting that up. What are you thinking?
Yeah. Is that an exciting match? Do people get excited about that?
I think because Logan Paul's in it, he's not bad on the mic, but going up against LA Knight, I think that is a great mic battle.
Okay, cool. Interesting.
Definitely. If you go looking at the US title, that's on Logan Paul. Would you drop that to LA Knight at Mania? I think you've got to.
Why?
Well, yeah, true.
I mean, you do. I mean, it's a tough one. I think Logan Paul is right. Here's what I think. Right, if you put LA Knight against Gunther, I think you give LA Knight the win. Yeah, because LA Knight is going against a wrestler, and Gunther's already a heel that we all love anyway. I think you give LA Knight the win, and I think that's a great wrestling moment. If you put LA Knight against Logan Paul, I think Logan Paul wins because you put in more heel heat on Logan Paul, and that's what they're doing right now. So I don't know. I guess it depends if you want to see LA Knight win at Mania or not, and I don't know the answer to that because I think there's a limit on LA Knight. I really do. Are we starting to see that now? Is he starting to cool down a bit since Rumble?
I don't think so, in all honesty. I think he's still absolutely red hot. I don't think he's as hot as he was this time last year.
Yeah.
And definitely not around WrestleMania itself.
Yeah.
But I just think that you've got a limited lifespan on LA Knight at the minute because he's not the spring chicken, mid 20s, early 30s. So how much longer do you think he will have at the top if you did put him there right now?
Like I say, I don't think he'll ever make the top. I don't think giving him a secondary title is a bad idea in terms of giving the fans a good feel-good moment. He's never winning a world title, never.
I wouldn't mind him taking the title off Seth. I think that's about the level he's at.
Looking at that Royal Rumble match where he was part of, he felt like the odd person out. He didn't feel like the superstar compared to the three other men in the ring. It didn't visually for me. It didn't work. So why you'd have him as a face of your company, I don't think it'll happen. But maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I mean, when he was on the Independent as Eli Drake, I thought he smashed it, and he was such a good character.
Yeah, I like him. I like him. I think he's done great to get where he is. I think he's really sort of worked hard to get a character over. I just don't see him at this point in his career breaking that next step.
Yeah. So what do you think is going to happen with Kevin Owens and Bobby Lashley going forward?
No idea. I have no idea. Yeah, I think LA Knight is an open mid-card and not a world champion. Yeah, I mean, I think he's good, and he's done a great job to get himself in that position. So I don't think he was destined for that at all. I think he's made that himself, and that should be really a huge. That is a huge achievement. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I look at his time in NXT and the reactions that he was getting, even without winning that NXT championship. And I don't think there's been many people that have been that over and that's carried that momentum all the way through onto SmackDown without winning any titles.
Yeah, no, I think he's done a really good job. And I do think you should give him a secondary title.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't put him against Logan Paul for that, because I think you want Logan Paul to win because you want that heat on Logan Paul, which is exactly what he's doing, you know?
Mm.
I think Logan Paul's great, actually, in terms of, I think they're doing a really good job with his character.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Just my opinion, man. I don't know.
I mean, would you want to see Rey Mysterio come back and go for Logan Paul at WrestleMania to get the win?
Has he been injured since that move with Logan Paul?
I don't think he's been injured since that point, but I think he's been injured for a while.
Would I want to see Rey Mysterio versus Logan Paul? Sure, why not? Yeah, sure. Did a good match before.
Yeah.
Sure.
So that might be a good point for you. LA Knight is like Dolph Ziggler level.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of like place on a roster, yeah, and Dolph Ziggler did win a championship, but that was only because the company wasn't in as good a position as it is now. You know, it's like I compare it to AEW, right? Because I watch AEW and I follow a lot of AEW. It's Wardlow. I don't know if you saw Wardlow's promo this week.
Not yet.
Right. Okay. So Wardlow goes out and he does a passionate promo about how he's the next guy, how he beat CM Punk, how he beat Samoa Joe, and how he beat MJF, and he should be the world champion. Blah blah blah. Cool, fine. But there's about 10 people above Wardlow who would get the title, and so to give it to Wardlow, you have to legitimately be able to say, and he doesn't have any wins against anyone, so he has to beat all them other people. And actually, there's I don't see that happening. And the other people I'm talking about is Moxley, Danielson, Kenny Omega, MJF, Samoa Joe, Swerve Strickland, Hangman Adam Page. All of these are like a different league to Wardlow, and so that's Anyway, that's just how I put it.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think with the MJF and Wardlow feud, I think they did drop the ball on Wardlow after that point.
Yeah, because they just had him in squash matches that didn't actually matter.
Yeah, definitely.
You've got to give people legit wins.
So as Sam put, it's the story that matters. They hinted at it on Raw. This Sammy story is built into a championship match at Mania, but only Gunther is free.
Sammy and Gunther would be great. Sammy
Yeah.
and Gunther would be great. Do you know what would be even better, actually? Bring Sammy as El Generico. That'd be a nice insider reference.
Definitely. I mean, the El Generico stuff, if you haven't seen it, it's Ring of Honor mainly, wasn't it?
Yeah. But I think because Gunther was such a legend of the indie scene, I think if you was to bring out Sami Zayn in a mask, and you can have him demask and stuff, it'd be a nice big moment that people would go wow for.
Yeah.
I don't think Sammy needs that win, but maybe, who knows?
Well, this is the fun of these predictions. You just never know what ideas people are going to come up with.
But who are you going for this match?
This one, you can't bet against Drew, I don't think.
No. I mean, there's some big names in there. But I don't even know what it's for.
It's basically number one contenders match for Seth's title at Mania.
It's not for Seth's titles, it's for a championship.
No, it is for Seth's title. They have confirmed it as Seth's.
I've just looked. It says for a championship. Why did it say it? Oh, it's on Wikipedia, so how thing is that? It's for a championship match.
I mean, I've seen a graphic which basically says it is for Seth's title. Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting, man. Interesting. Do you think Seth could drop that title before Mania?
I don't think he'll drop it before Mania. I think he'll drop it at Mania if he was to.
I don't know what they're doing, but I'm interested to see. Let's see how the story plays out, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just going to see if I can find that.
I kind of want McIntyre to lose to just get really angry and run into that even more. Just claim all some guys' heads off. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's the best version of Drew, is when he is that angry heel.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, he's been real good as that. So
I have found the graphic. So that's the original graphic that I found.
And that's a WWE graphic, is it?
Well, I think so. It's got all of the same sort of things that the other graphics that I found had.
Can I just say them cutting out the heads looks a bit weird. That's why I asked if it's official.
Yeah,
that's why I asked if it's official or not. Like that, this is the normal quality of a graphic. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So we've got. I'm gonna go Yao Orwell.
Welcome.
I am so sorry if I've butchered that.
It's all good, bro. Nice to see you, man.
Sam's money's on Cody and LA Knight winning, Gunther retaining and Drew beating Seth for the World Heavyweight Championship. This is the reason I think they're doing Drew and Seth at Mania, because there is rumours that Drew has re-signed, and I think the stipulations was he gets better creative booking. And I think if you're going to be going in a big match at WrestleMania, you wouldn't re-sign unless you was winning.
Depends, or you get Stone Cold back to come and face Drew McIntyre. Wait for Kevin Owens. I mean, and I don't think he'd hate that either. Do you know what I mean? So,
yeah.
Don't bank on Roman winning. Roman's winning, Sam. Roman's winning.
You said that last year and you was right. Do you think?
I know, right? Hey, none of you listen to me. None of you listen to me. All you Cody crybabies over there.
But yeah, I mean,
is that it?
Well, that's everything for that's everything announced for the show. There's a pre-show match and 4 matches. That's it.
Well, I mean, I didn't really enjoy Rumble, but hey, we can hope. We can hope.
We can.
I'm not going to be tired.
No, I mean, if you're getting to bed in the next 15 minutes, you'll have a good 8 hours sleep.
No, Sam, you was not 50-50 last year. You was not 50-50 last year whatsoever. You was a goddamn Cody crybaby. The Rock called you out. Was Sam 50-50 last year? Please tell me.
I can't remember.
I was sat next to him at Mania, and Sam was a Cody crybaby. You was all Cody crybabies. It was all Cody crybabies. You couldn't believe it. Do you know what? One of the biggest things that shocked me at Mania was the support that Roman had.
Yeah,
from the crowd.
that was a big thing that I was surprised at.
Yeah, like he's a heel, obviously. Yeah. People need to stop reading so much into what Dusty did. It's not as relevant as you think. Maybe. I mean, like I say, if you want to do a story, you have Cody win the championship at Madison Square Garden.
That's a great story to tell. And I just don't think...
Even if he loses at Madison Square Garden, can you imagine? It'd be great. It'd be great. It'd be a great story. There's a whole pay-per-view right there, Dan.
It's a great story, but I don't think it generates views.
Oh, that people would watch that over a Money in the Bank or something like that right now. Because it's a story.
I don't know.
you when I talk about Cody losing at Mania, you think about it a lot and you go, he was right last year. Maybe.
No, I'm thinking if they don't pull the plug on Cody winning at Mania this year, how many people... I mean, you look at the reactions that The Rock got when they took Cody out of that match.
Yeah, you had the fans getting behind Cody.
You had the whole world getting behind Cody.
Do you think... I mean, just fans. Do you think that if Cody loses at Mania, the fans will turn on Cody?
Yes. And they will boycott. I think they might... I don't think it'll be cancelled WWE Network, but I think it could be that level of backlash if you don't give Cody that win.
You realise that Cody hasn't broken into the mainstream in the same way that Daniel Bryan has yet, don't you?
Yes.
So the whole "we want Cody" thing isn't like as mainstream. It is wrestling fans, and the thing with Bryan is it broke into mainstream sports.
Yeah.
People were doing yes movement chants at the baseball and all sorts.
Yeah,
there's potential to take this that far, but they just need to figure out what that is.
I think because of the 2-year build for Cody, that's got quite a few of the casuals back into wrestling itself. But if you then don't pay it off, I think it's going to alienate a lot more than having The Rock in that position.
Why do you think casuals have come back for Cody? I'm interested in that.
Because of the switch from AEW to WWE. They might have occasionally watched either product, but then they've had this guy disappear a few years ago and come back as a completely different person.
But if they was watching AEW to WWE, then they're not new fans. They're not returning fans.
I'm talking about the casuals from WWE 10 years ago.
But Cody wasn't a character back then. He was a character, but he meant nothing. He was just a second rate. I mean,
but this is what I mean, is people might have heard he's gone back to WWE and they've gone, okay, what's he been doing? Where's he been? And then they've sort of watched what's happened in the meantime.
I don't know.
But no, it's such an intriguing story, and I think, shall we end it there? Let everyone else have a think about it for a while.
I mean, read some chat because I think people have got some great stuff in chat.
Yeah. I mean,
so let's go up a bit. Roman's health also needs to be taken into consideration. This is the thing people are forgetting, but is causing some concern allegedly. I don't know much about his health. Didn't he survive cancer a few times?
it was leukemia, wasn't it?
Was it leukemia? Something? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know. I don't want to presume I know. Yes, his health is a consideration, but he's also wrestling less now than he ever did before. So, and becoming a beast for it as well. Not a chance, Dan. I think they would get more behind Cody. I think they would. I think if Cody loses at Mania, people are going to get more behind Cody.
I don't see it happening.
Hmm.
Because I think it's a perpetual.
So you think
failure.
they'll turn on Cody?
I think they'll lose interest in Cody. Not turn in.
Dude,
as a
when he
10.
wins that title, they're going to lose interest.
I think having the title back on a show on a regular basis is a benefit, and I think that's what people would be interested in.
Agreed, but look at Kofi Mania. I mean, that it's not as big as this. I give you that, and it was a much shorter period of time. But Kofi Mania, what happened when he won the title? We all wanted him to win the title, and then what happened? Nothing.
Vince booked him to do nothing. I don't think Triple H would make that mistake.
I mean, Cody losing at Mania this year, then went into a feud with Brock, which should have been great, and ended up being lackluster.
I don't think it was.
No? Oh, okay.
The matches they had together was brilliant.
Interesting. It's fair enough. No, I think I haven't got lucky once. Cody is very poised to be the face of WWE a la Hogan in the 80s. So why not have him? Why not have... Cody is supposed to be the face of WWE. No, he's not, man. I don't think he is. Cody and Hogan is a completely different thing, man. In my opinion, Cody and Hogan is a completely different thing. I actually don't think... I think Cody's the biggest babyface in a while. Cancel WWE Network is dead when the year's out anyway. Yeah, well, there you go, man.
Yeah.
Only wrestling fans care about Cody.
I don't think it's just wrestling fans. I think there's a lot of people that like the character. They've seen... He's been doing a few bits on the interview circuit. And I think he's starting to get the mainstream sort of push. Yeah, that's it. And I think that's where WWE want to sort of, or they should be trying to capitalize on it.
But who's the bigger star, Cody or Roman?
As of right now, Roman. But he doesn't feel as big of a star when he's not seen for 3 months at a time.
Maybe he feels like more of a star because of that. Like, not to us that watch it all the time, but like, who's gonna buy the action figure for the kid? I don't know what the answer is, man.
No.
I put these questions because I do find it fascinating, and I think it's a very good story. But I don't think it's as obvious as you're all making it out. And I think if you truly wanted some of the stuff that people say, like the story thing. Yeah, Cody taking the title off Roman is less of a story than Jay taking the title off Roman or Sami Zayn taking the title off Roman. The Cody story has been made up by fans, which is cool, but it's got less. There's less connection between Roman Reigns and Cody than there is between Sami Zayn and Cody or Jey Uso and Cody.
But when Cody returned, he said, "I want to win the title that my dad didn't win." He set that story up on one of his very first.
But what's that got to do with Roman? Apart from the fact he has a title.
That's the point. Is he has held the title for that long to fulfill his father's legacy? He's taken the title off the sort of final boss at the minute, which is a story that I think he's trying to tell.
But what you're saying is that it doesn't have enough legs in that story to go another year.
No, because it's already gone almost 2.
Okay.
It's a 2-year story that you've been telling this story for 2 years. And to try and get another year out of it, the fans will get bored. So this is why I think you pull the plug on the story now, and you have Cody win.
You're misunderstanding. Jake, Cody bringing up his dad is fine. I'm talking about the expectation of him repeating Dusty's journey. Speaking of Dusty, should we do a cinnamon challenge bet on this, Dan?
No, because I don't like cinnamon.
That's the point. Neither do I, man. Neither do I. Repeating Dusty's journey. Jack Cody is 37. He won't be the face of WWE like Hogan because he will be a part-timer in 4 years. Point. You can't compare Cody to Hogan. No. I mean, I don't like Hogan, but you can't. They're different, aren't they? It's interesting. I mean, you can say face at the time, but Hogan, like, in terms of mass appeal, there's only The Rock that's compared to Hogan in terms of mainstream appeal. And actually, I'd say while wrestling, Hogan was a bigger mainstream star. Yeah.
He had more crossover success at the time because of the Rock and Wrestling connection.
Yeah, when Hogan became a film star, yes, he was in The Scorpion King. Yes, he was in a couple of little bits, but it wasn't the same as Hogan, who was doing naff movies on the side. But Hogan was a wrestler, you know, and Rock was a wrestler and popular, but not on the. But Steve Austin was a bigger name in wrestling than The Rock at the time.
Yeah.
It wasn't until sort of the after effect. So I think Hogan is your biggest sort of face of the company in wrestling that there has ever been, probably. Really, says Jack. All I'm saying is don't count. I love this. It gets so heated. I love it. All I'm saying is don't count on Roman retaining. It could go either way, but don't count on it 100%, said Sam. Oh, he's 50-50 again, man.
He sat on the fence like
get off that fence. That's why I have a feeling they're going to do a repeat of Dusty to make you feel like they're doing the same thing they've done to Dusty, but when his dad couldn't do it, he does it. There we go. Yeah, good do. Only wrestling fans care about wrestling. Yes. Only wrestling fans care about wrestling. But you can get more eyes on the product based on external influence, like The Rock being in it, like Logan Paul. I don't know how much Logan Paul's had an effect on the. That'd be very interesting to find out how many wrestling fans are converted because of Logan Paul. That'd be fascinating to know. I
mean, I think Bad Bunny got a lot of eyes on the product because of his sort of crossover from the music scene.
But how many of them stay? I don't know.
That's the point. Is
and you can't
how many of them do stay? No,
you can't quantify it. We don't know. We don't know the answer. I'm sorry, but no chance fans would not get more behind Cody. Would not get more behind him. Oh, sorry, I'm lost on your comment, my dude. Explain further, Tyson. I want to know.
Don't say that; he'll knock you out.
Oh, he's all right. He's all right, Tyson. He can do some karaoke. He's fine with karaoke.
Yeah.
Sweet Caroline. Boom, 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 boom. Remember, look past our individual ones to see the long-term booking potential. It's the stories that matter. It's good. It's good.
Yeah, it's a 2-year story.
Not really. A lot of casuals check Raw out and tune in or out. Yeah. It depends but it depends how you quantify in a casual wrestling fan.
Yeah.
What are you saying is a casual wrestling fan? Are you saying a casual wrestling fan is the person who puts it on out of habit because they stick it on a Monday because they used to do it when the kids were younger and now they've got the grandkids in and then they go and do the general way? That to me is the definition of a casual fan. They don't necessarily follow it on social media and don't join our streams and all that sort of stuff. We've got 6 likes on Facebook, man. That's real good, isn't it?
It's a nice number, especially on Facebook.
What a beautiful number, guys. I'm not seeing this Cody mainstream push you speak of. Maybe it's just me, though. Casuals are still fans. You don't have to be us to count as a fan. 100%.
I mean, I've got a friend who he says he classes himself as a casual fan. That's how he dictates to himself that's what he is.
Yeah.
He will, from Royal Rumble until WrestleMania. He'll
Yeah.
watch the majority of the shows. He'll skip through a few bits.
Yeah.
But after WrestleMania, he'll watch maybe 3 or 4 Raws.
Mm-hmm. And then lose
just
it
to
again.
see what's happening. And then he'll die off again. He'll watch SummerSlam and he'll watch the big shows, but he will not sit and watch it week in, week out
Mm-hmm.
unless something grips him. So CM Punk returning, he watched 2 or 3 Raws after that, and then he lost interest again. Come back at Royal Rumble, and he's still sort of in and out. He won't sit and watch, like I said, a full Monday Night Raw or a Friday Night SmackDown, but he will skip through the highlights every week.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that to me is, you're casually viewing it. You're not, your life isn't dictated by it.
I mean, there's so many different ways to consume wrestling now, from like, you know, YouTube and stuff like that. But then, in that sense, I'm a casual fan because most of my watching is on, you know, highlights on YouTube. So
yeah,
I don't know. It's difficult to quantify what a casual fan is what I'm saying, I guess. I meant more hardcore fans only care about Cody or semi-hard. I hope you don't mind me going through this. I am quite interested in them, Dan. I meant more hardcore fans only care about Cody or semi-hardcore fans. The people that maybe check out Raw once a month don't care about Cody.
Well, going from that point, the friend that I talked about is like, I can't wait for Cody to win at Mania this year. He's fully invested in the Cody story. And I mean, I saw him on Thursday and we had a full hour and 20-minute discussion about it. And he is like, pardon?
Like we've been doing tonight.
Yeah.
And it's good, like, man. It's good.
Oh, it's 100%. It's great. And it's nice to have someone else's point of view, same as yours, when I know what I like, I know what I've seen, and I know what I would want.
Mm-hmm.
But to then go from that to someone else's ideas and perspectives on the same subject matter, it's such a great insight onto how different people's brains work. But like me and my friend both think it can't go on for that third year of the story. It's been too long with Roman at the head of the table, no pun intended on that, without Cody winning the story. So I would have Roman lose the title, disappear, and then come back as the huge babyface.
Oh, I think you're getting and this is why you've got to do Roman and Rock now, because they'll have a singles match. This is why Cody's not winning at Mania. They've got to have a singles match with that title involved. And the reason I say Cody's not winning now is partly because I think when Cody wins, it'll be because Solo Sikoa turns on Roman, and that'll be what leads Roman straight into a babyface role. Which I think could be incredible. And you know, you talk about Cody being big when Roman's babyface again. That's going to be big. Yeah, I don't know how you get to that point right now with The Rock involved. Unless you have The Rock turn on Roman, but then like people will be bitching about Cody's story involving The Rock, and The Rock helps Cody and he couldn't do it by himself. They'll complain about that with Solo Sikoa. But once again, I don't think you're going to be talking about Cody in 5 years' time. I think you're going to be talking about this Roman reign.
I think if you're doing Rock and Roman, I don't think it needs a belt. You've got the inbuilt story of the Samoan dynasty without a belt involved. I don't think that needs a belt at all.
I know what you're saying. I just think it elevates the belt even more when The Rock loses to it. And how many people are going to watch that match? I mean,
that's what I mean. There's that many people that's going to watch that match. It doesn't need anything else.
I understand where you're coming from, but to have it as that main event, to have it as that title match, to have it involving The Rock is a bigger deal. You're right, story-wise, it's just a prop anyway. You're right, story-wise, it doesn't need a belt. However, it becomes look at The Rock and John Cena. That didn't need a belt, but they quite happily took it off CM Punk to put it in it, because then that becomes the main focus of your story. If not, and that's the other problem. If you don't have it for the belt, So let's say Cody has the belt and you don't have that match for the belt. Well, people are going to care more about that match than they care about whatever Cody's doing at the time because it cannot be as big as that. So that then devalues the belt even more. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. I just disagree. And I've said it for long enough. If you are going to do a Rock and Roman, the Samoan dynasty, the head of the table, the leader of the pack, whatever you want to call it, that's because it's multi-generational. I think that is bigger than any belt that you could have in the match at the time.
I agree, but that's what I'm saying. It's bigger than any belt, and it'll be bigger than any belt.
If it's bigger than any belt, why would you want to have the belt there?
Because if they don't put the belt on it, then that belt's going to be devalued by whoever's got that belt at the time.
It's not if you book it right.
Who's Cody going to be in a feud with after Roman and if Roman? Let's say we do Roman and Rock at SummerSlam. Who is Cody going to be in a feud with that'll be bigger than The Rock and Roman at SummerSlam?
I don't think there will be a bigger one, but you don't need to have Cody on that show.
You've got to have your champion at the big pay-per-views. Do you know what I'm saying?
Okay, so that's not at this one. Io Sky's not at this one.
Yeah, absolutely. And what did I say as we was going through it? How much bull crap is it that Io Sky isn't having a bloody match?
Yeah.
And that's the problem, because what that does is it devalues the belt, which is exactly what I'm saying here.
Your big four showcases at Royal Rumble, you didn't have any women's matches on there.
Which was a problem.
Yeah. You didn't have the Intercontinental title on there.
I mean,
so if you're trying to elevate a belt, surely you should be having them on the match on the
hell yeah.
card.
What's the bigger match, Bayley and Io Sky or Becky and Rhea?
For me, Becky and Rhea.
Well, it is, yeah.
Becky
the only thing that you're behind with
stars.
the Bayley thing is you're behind Bayley because you won the Royal Rumble, so you're behind her in terms of thingy. But they haven't done a good job at building Io up as a champion. And what have we just said? Io's championship reign has been garbage. Yeah. And it shouldn't be, because she's great. You know? If Cody topples the third longest reign in its lifespan, as well as being mega face and cover of modern WWE merch, then almost guaranteed huge, possibly 80s huge. Really? I think if you Toppins a must. Maybe, but I mean, I don't see it. I mean, like I say, Hogan's a big one to go for. You know, if I was to sort of rank them, I'd say like Hogan's your biggest, then probably. I mean, it's either The Rock or Bruno Sammartino in sort of modern mainstream.
Yeah.
But anyway, the minute to sign Cody. Sorry, I've just missed a comment, have I? Did you just have
No, I just brought one up of the title of Tribal Chief is plenty for the Rock and Roman. The title of Tribal Chief is bigger than
the actual title. Then once again, that's what I'm saying. By doing that, you're devaluing the title that Cody rolls.
But if you've got a title in the match and you're not focusing on that, you're focusing on the Tribal Chief, the head of the table.
If the title
has been forgotten about, which is worse, I think. That's why you don't have that title in the match.
The title is just another prop in it.
It's a prop that it doesn't mean anything in that feud. That's the problem.
I agree 100%. It doesn't need anything because it's that big as a feud. It doesn't need anything. But anything that you put with that is going to pale in comparison to it. So your other big example, of course, is John Cena and The Rock. Did they need the titles in that? Absolutely not. Did they strip it off CM Punk and make it? Yes, because it would have devalued CM Punk more if it had kept it that championship. And do you know what I mean? Because that was the match that people were talking about.
Yeah.
And CM Punk had a big deal with that. He had a big issue with that. That's why he was angry. You know? I agree with Dan. This can't go on another. We know you agree with Dan, Cody Crybaby. When it signed Cody, it was a done deal that he'd take the belt off Roman at some point. Oh, no, I wouldn't say it was a done deal at all.
I don't think it was a done deal that he'd take the belt off Roman. I think it's a done deal that he would win the title.
Yeah. There's so much that could have gone wrong with Cody. So, yeah. Who are these two stunners on Wrestling Royalty? Hello, Wrestling Royalty.
They got Wrestling Royalty in all the way from America.
Cody's 38. Oh, he's in the States at the minute, isn't he? Nice.
He is, yes.
Cody's 38. Yeah, he's running around Disneyland, isn't he?
I know. I'd be doing that without actually needing a marathon. I'd just be doing it for the rads.
Yeah, I've heard he's running around getting autographs from all the characters. That's
just going to Pluto paw print.
Oh. Mark, there you go. Probably 3 to 4 years then, but we can't possibly speak for every casual fan. It's a sweeping statement. It's a sweeping statement because we've just established we can't determine what a casual fan is. Look past individual desires and think about the arguments being put forward. Interesting, man. Interesting. Roman wrestles weekly, says Jack.
He didn't even wrestle monthly.
No, he doesn't. Bruv, I'm 75-25 on Cody winning. I have never heard this from Sam before.
He's still technically on the fence because he hasn't committed.
Are you? What are you? Are you 100% behind Cody winning?
Yeah.
Point is, Cody has went out of his way. I'm about 75-25 to Roman winning. Is what I'd say.
Okay. So you're not committing either.
No, I'm not committing fully. No, because all your points are good, right? But I come here as the argument, and let's have a discussion about it. Because guess who was the person who said last year Roman's winning this, guys? Never bet against Roman. Who was that?
I don't know. I forgot his name.
Yeah, and you all went, nah, he's winning it. Nah, he's winning it. He's got to win it. He's got to win it. And I went, no, it makes no sense. And you all talked me into it. I won't be talking into it again. But I'll listen to your arguments.
Yeah.
But I'll also make the arguments properly the other way, hopefully. Point is, Cody has went out to say he wants to retire in his late 30s, early 40s in 2021. Maybe Cody changed his mind, but even that, then he doesn't have long left. I didn't know that.
Mm.
That's more evidence that he's winning soon. They could never finish a story, Sam, like they did with his daddy. He doesn't need it. I'm assuming that's Roman doesn't need it.
I was thinking more The Rock doesn't need the belt.
Oh, The Rock doesn't need it, right? Yeah, probably. Well, looks like I'm sleeping in the car tomorrow. You in Doghouse again, Sam? Nice car.
Always.
Oh, might be the one from WrestleSphere. Oh, you've got a WrestleSphere car. Nice. Saying that sleeping in the car while my brothers are also in it might be a bad idea. Might be. And my wife is into the Cody story. Good. She's never got through a full episode of Raw. Then that could we'd argue your wife's a casual fan. Sure. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Is he? I feel like it's the opposite, but it depends from person to person. I guess, though, so maybe Cody is more popular than I think outside of the wrestling fan base.
Yeah, I think Cody's a lot more popular than people imagine and people think of from the casual side of it.
I wonder if we could do that. Is there a way that we can go and interview people in the street and ask them who Cody Rhodes is?
I mean, there's nothing stopping us.
That'd be cool, wouldn't it?
It's cold out there. I'm not bothered.
Say again.
It's cold out there. I'm not that bothered.
Yeah, I know it's cold out there. I'm not filming content that's not in the comfort of my own home.
Exactly.
Yeah, Rock Roman feud. You can do the Rock Roman without the belt. My girlfriend loves the Cody arc, says Jack. Also, Jacob Fatu is waiting in the wings. He might be the person that comes down at Elimination Chamber.
Possibly.
I agree, Ant. Having the belt involved is important. I think The Rock will turn face. Yeah, I think so. But then you've just had him turn heel as well. So, I mean, Solo also turning on Roman could be Solo's face turn. Ooh, finally standing up to Roman.
Because I think that to me is your SummerSlam match.
What, Roman Solo?
Yeah.
Oh, I like it. Yeah, I mean, I'm not against it. Do you think? So, who do you think turns face and heel in that situation?
I think Roman disappears and comes back for a match at SummerSlam as the face against heel Solo.
He doesn't need to disappear because he just doesn't turn up anywhere.
Oh, yeah.
You're suggesting that he takes an extended break longer than he normally does.
We'll see him at WrestleMania next year. Then we'll start like an Undertaker-like distance
streak. Yeah. But you think it'll be Roman as face in that situation?
Yeah.
That's how I kind of feel. I don't know if Solo's got
a face bone in his body. No.
I have to be up at 4 a.m. for this. It better be good. Said GI, come and hang out with me, man. Come and hang out. I've got your back.
Oh well.
I've got your back. Right? It's what? It's 10 hours away, bro. Get yourself sleep, man. Get yourself sleep, and we'll hang out together. Right? Yet the title of Tribal Chief is plenty.
Yep.
It is plenty, but it means more than the belt. Rockface, it makes sense. Yeah. Although being an old guy who remembers the Rock concert heel Rock, I'm loving this. But a face end example, if he rock bottoms Roman to let Cody win, I'd pop. What do you think about that, Dan?
I'd be happy with that.
You'd be happy. You'd be happy that Cody finishes his story because the Rock helped him.
I mean, I'd be happy Cody's finishing the story either way.
Just end the series already, guys. End the series. Where is Logan? Cody feud is planned for post-Mania. That'd be good. That'd be a good feud. Yeah, especially if Logan beats LA Knight. Yeah, that'd be great. Possibly SummerSlam. Cool. I wonder if Roman's taking time away after Mania. Yeah, but he does anyway. I mean, that doesn't necessarily. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Doesn't mean he gets spelled on. David Marsh, welcome. Oh, The Rock comes out on SmackDown tonight. Is anyone covering SmackDown?
No, it's a pre-recorded show, so I think everything's out there, all the leaks and everything, so it's not like it's hidden news.
Watch SmackDown, guys. Let me know what happened tomorrow morning. Of course, Ant remembers when Abe Lincoln was a wrestler. Not necessarily bigger, just different enough for its own story. Without a belt. If LA Knight wins the Chamber, this could be his opportunity for a title. Certainly could. He could use that to go against Logan Paul. It could be a very good way into it. Off to sleep, lads. Love you. I love you too, Sam.
Night, dude.
Good night. Put your head in your pillow. See if you cry yourself off to sleep, you Cody crybaby. When Rock said that, I was pissing myself. Who are these two stunners? That's the bottom line. Exactly, and the belt is helpful. I'm 85% on Roman winning, says Jake. Jake's more confident than me. Titan said it. Anticipated you, Mark. Yeah, I know, right? Cody doesn't need the belt. Please do it, Ant. That's a good video idea, to be fair. It is a funny video idea, but I just don't. It's a lot of effort.
It's so much effort for it is.
I might see if I can get some guests in or something like that. I'll invite members of my family and stuff that don't watch wrestling. That'd be good. My brother would be a really good standpoint in that because he's got enough sort of knowledge that I watch wrestling, but hasn't watched wrestling himself. Apart from when we went to see NXT UK, but I don't think that gives him a heads up.
No.
You're Northern, you don't mind cold weather. That's right. True Jack, the Northerners are hard as nails. And my little girl only ever sees wrestling when I'm watching it and now says her favorites are Cody and Becky Lynch. Even though she loves Moana, she's too young to know The Rock. There we go. Interesting point.
You look at this is where you look at the target audience of WWE now. It is the sort of young all the way up to, I would say, probably 20s in total. So a lot of people will have missed the original Rock run. And even probably the Hollywood Rock return. So the casual fan isn't interested in the Rock. They only watch it because they know him from stuff like Moana and all of the other films. But I don't think, unless you knew he was a wrestling fan, you're not interested in him. And that, to me, is the older generation, myself yourself included.
Speak for
Sam,
yourself. I ain't
Andy.
old. I ain't the older generation, all right? Don't put me in that box. I'm not ready.
Well, you're already in the box, whether you like it or not. But in terms of the wrestling fan, compared to the audience now, to what their target audience is, I don't think I could probably say to my, I don't know, I haven't got anyone in the age bracket of sort of like 17, 18 in the family. But if I said to them, where do you know The Rock from? They'd say movies, I wouldn't say wrestling. So
Yeah, of course I would, yeah.
them being a movie fan wouldn't translate into being a wrestling fan or a casual wrestling fan.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think many people would watch wrestling because The Rock's done it.
No.
They're more interested in The Rock as an actor.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
So this is where I don't think there's as much crossover appeal as people think for The Rock anymore.
Yeah, but you still get eyes on the product because he's a big. I mean, look, it's evidence in Tyson, not Tyson Fury, Mike Tyson.
Logan Paul.
Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
And Mike Tyson is a huge part of the reason that the Attitude Era kicked off, and that was crossover appeal.
But that was because he was the biggest boxer at the time.
But The Rock's one of the biggest movie stars of all time.
I don't know. His last couple of movies have flopped massively.
They have flopped, but he's still one of the biggest names in. Yeah, they have. I agree with you. And you know, you could argue he's not as big. He's still getting paid millions and millions per movie. You know, he's and who's bigger than him? I mean, really, like there's very few. And I'm not a huge fan of the Rock films. I don't see a Rock film and go, I've got to see it.
No.
But you know. My heart bleeds for everyone who needs to get up early for Chamber. Mate, I'm going to get up early for Chamber and enjoy it.
I'm going to be at work an hour and a half before you'll start Chamber.
I'll give a bell. Wake me up. I'm joking.
I'll come round and throw eggs at your window.
You bloody won't. Rock and Roman do a segment tonight where Rock is named. No spoilers. Thank you. Are you two causing chaos? Absolutely. Absolutely.
Especially when it's not on our channel.
Are we doing it all in Australian during the live stream?
Well, you might.
Good day. And a very warm welcome to the Gimme Hullywood Wrestling Podcast. My name is Ant, and today we are watching Elimination Chamber. That wasn't too bad, actually.
It was. I wouldn't even say it was passable.
Iconic. But they still know The Rock. I think they would watch wrestling while Rock is there.
I don't even think they would. It might get a small percentage of people, but a bigger percentage I don't think would be interested.
What happened with when The Rock came back for Cena? Because that's your benchmark.
That's your closest benchmark.
Yeah.
I don't think it generated enough.
Based on what? What stats do you have for that?
None. But from what
so you need stats for this, dude.
So what stats do you think you would? What did he bring? Where's your stats?
Pay-per-view buys is what you need. So wrestle.
So this is where I don't think pay-per-view buys count anymore because of stuff like the network. You don't get an accurate representation.
They don't anymore, but they did when The Rock fought Roman Reigns, fought John Cena.
No, I thought the WWE Network was before that.
What? Well, no, not 29. Right, WrestleMania 20. Oh, here we go. I've got a rank of them all. This is easy. WrestleMania 28 buys. Dude, this is exactly what I'm saying, right? The highest WrestleMania buy rate of all time was with The Rock and John Cena at WrestleMania 28. So there's your stats that prove it works. But WrestleMania 28 is where the money is. It's the highest bought pay-per-view in the history of WWE with a buy rate of 1.27 million. And Jesus, if you're saying that the network was out by that point, that's even more impressive.
No, because the network came out just after that. So from that point onwards, you cannot use the network as a
no, you're right. But what you can use is every single and it come out. I think it come out after 30, if I remember rightly. I don't know because it didn't have the play. Which one did they have the play button?
31.
Well, that was the launch of the network, wasn't it? That's why they had the play button on there.
I can't remember.
So my point is, the biggest selling WrestleMania of all time in terms of pay-per-view buys was when The Rock was main eventing against John Cena. And that wasn't when wrestling was at its hottest either. In terms of, it wasn't the Attitude Era. So it wasn't getting weekly TV ratings as good as the Attitude Era. That was the highest rated pay-per-view of all time. Let's have a look at what else. WrestleMania 23 had 1.2 million buys. What was there? Royal Rumble winner, The Undertaker versus Batista, John Cena versus Shawn Michaels, Bobby Lashley, with Stone Cold, Donald Trump and Vince McMahon. I don't know why that one sold so many. Do you know?
Probably because it was Vince McMahon and Donald Trump.
It could have been. It genuinely could have been. I don't know. Third, 21. This is interesting. This is all post sort of. I thought it'd be like 17, and John Cena won his first WWE Championship. Batista versus. Oh, that was when they did Batista and John Cena controversial end at Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
27. So yeah, but your biggest one was the first time that The Rock came back against John Cena, and I do think that's telling. Interesting. Jesus, they're all in the 20s, you know, the highest buy rates.
Yeah, so that's what I mean, is it's not like it was a steady sort of incline, and then because of The Rock, it massively jumped. Because between number one, WrestleMania 28 and WrestleMania 23, it's only 0.017 million. You're looking at it's 17,000 buys different.
Yeah, but then you look at the jump before that, and it's more than 100,000 buys, and 100,000 buys. When you're asking your audience, because that's not just people watching, that's people going out the way to spend money on it, you know. So
Yeah.
them numbers, like, it's not just like it's a something they're watching on telly. Is what I'm trying to say. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, 17,000 people between your top two.
Oh yeah, I agree. That's not much.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I wonder why that one was so. Anyone in chat, let me know. People, what are we saying? Is Roman really on Cena level though? Ooh, good point.
Yeah.
I don't think he is yet, no. Rock vs. Cena 1 was the highest WrestleMania ever in terms of pay-per-view buys. It certainly was. The third highest was Rock vs. Cena 2. Not according to the data I have. Rock vs. Cena 2 did a lot worse than the first one, which was 6 down.
Yeah.
In terms of pay-per-view buys is what I have. Is Roman really on Cena's level though? Interesting. Came out 31. Thanks, Mark. Yeah, so 31 was. That's why they had the play button.
Yeah.
Hard to argue against The Rock bringing more eyes to the product when the numbers on socials for the Vegas media event are ridiculously high. That's the other thing as well, Dan. Like getting news out that The Rock is in WrestleMania has been easier than ever because of YouTube and because of the ease of media these days.
But that's kind of what I'm not saying, is there's a lot more media coverage than there was 10, 15 years ago. So that's probably affecting certain numbers, but I don't think it's the be all end all of what the criteria is for debating whether Rock is a draw or not.
Fair enough, man. Those people that bought Mania 28 would just go on Peacock to get it. Now you would, yeah. Now you would, yeah. I'm not saying that they're going to get more pay-per-view buys than ever. They never will. I'm just saying if it made a difference, and I think it did. USA launch was after, thank you. After 31. Yes, and ours was supposed to be around Survivor Series 14, but was delayed last minute. How or what?
Survivor Series 2014, the release of the network.
Right, was it? Right, cool. Nah, I think I was wrong. That's all right, man. That's all good. It's all good. It's only the numbers I've got. The Vegas media number events were high because of the Cody Crybabies revolting, and this was the point where to go to find out what was happening. It's a really good point as well, Taylor. The people, I watched the media event because I wanted to see what was happening. Maybe they've done the right thing, Dan, by giving us this weird Royal Rumble win and the thingy, because we're all interested. And I've stayed talking about it for 2 hours. I wanted this to be over in like 20 minutes.
I know you did. So, I mean, we will wrap it up for the 2 hour mark. One, because you've got to be up in 9.5 hours at the latest. One, because I've got to be up in less than 8 hours.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't get to talk about WWE a lot, but I appreciate you having me on here, Dan.
No, you're okay. I mean, I'm going to thank Andy from Wrestling Royalty for allowing us to stream over his platform as well.
Thanks.
If you haven't already, do like and share. Subscribe to Wrestling Royalty. Obviously, don't forget about us over on Gimme a Hull, yeah?
Yeah, come and hang out with me tomorrow. I'm watching some WWE.
Yeah. Are you sure you're not a WWE fan? You'll have done the last 2 pay-per-views in a row.
Oh, mate, I like it. I like watching the pay-per-views, and I like talking about it. And I think that this is really intriguing from a business standpoint, and I'm down with that. I want to watch all the crybabies cry.
But yeah, I mean, it has been a pleasure. It has also been great fun having everyone in the chat throwing so many different ideas for us.
Oh, hell yeah, man.
And I think we've got a thumbnail that you could use for tomorrow morning stream already.
I'll have you. Thank you.
Yes.
You're a legend.
I'd try my best.
So if you want to watch Elimination Chamber with me, you can. But what we're also doing on the channel as well is my dude Dan is going to stream it much later on in the daytime at 9 o'clock UK time, but that'll work out. Just check out your where you are.
5 p.m. Eastern, I think.
So if you want, you can go watch it with him fresh, you know. And I'm going to spoil him and tell him the Rock.
I've already blocked you on everything for the next 24 hours.
Oh, mate, good. Fantastic. Well, thanks, Dan.
Yeah, thank you very much for joining me and having a great fun discussion. It's quite nice because it's been a very balanced discussion without having Sam spending 25 minutes talking about one thing and then we chip in for 2 minutes. It's
just Ant moaning about one thing.
But yeah, so I think that'll be it from us for tonight, unless you have got anything else that you want to add.
No, I love you, Dan. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. And if you did want to join in the predictions competition, you can find the link in the description below. Get your votes in because I will be closing that tomorrow at about 9:30 in the morning.
Wow, there we go. So get your votes in, guys. I better get my votes in, don't I, as well?
Yes.
Cool.
And we shall see you soon.
Hello, this is Shotzi Blackheart, and welcome to Gimme a Whole Yeah! I hope everyone checking this out in Yorkshire and beyond is having a great day.